Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live in. Two words that nearly every NBA fan would be in full agreement of that they totally dislike. Load management, a term that we've heard more and more often in recent years as certain players take games off in order just to rest their bodies. We've heard the argument against it. Fans are paying their hard earned money to watch these star players play. They get to the game and they see someone like Kawhi Leonard, who hasn't really been doing it this year, but someone like Kawhi Leonard missing the game when they expect to see him play. Well, the NBA has tried to curtail that as in the offseason, they installed a 65 game minimum threshold in order to be eligible for end of season awards. I believe the awards that consists of are MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player, All NBA, and All Defensive Teams. So 65 games means you can't miss more than 17 games in a season to be eligible for those awards. Well, in this video, we're going to take a look at some players who are in jeopardy of not reaching that 65 game threshold, and also some players who are already not going to be eligible. So let's start with the guys who are already not eligible for end of season awards, and I'm only going to name the high profile guys. So Ja Morant, of course, out for the season, only played 9 games this season. LaMelo Ball has missed 23 games this season. Zach LaVine, heavy in trade rumors, has missed 22 games. Darius Garland has missed 24. Kyrie Irving has missed 20. And Bradley Beal has missed 24. And Evan Mobley, who might have been a all defensive candidate, has missed 22. Now, these are the guys who have not quite missed the more than 17 games this season, but are in jeopardy of doing so. And let's start with arguably the MVP favorite. So I'm going to show their basketball reference pages. Joel Embiid. Embiid has played in 33 of the team's 45 games, so he can't miss more than 6 games in the last 37. He's missed the past 2. Questionable to play tonight. Again, possibly the favorite for MVP, along with Joker, maybe Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We see 36 points per game, averaging more than a point per minute. Just an incredible season for Embiid, but again, he doesn't reach that 65 games. Can't win MVP. Can't even make All NBA. Tyrese Halliburton of the Indiana Pacers has played in 34 of 47 games, meaning he can only miss 5 of the last 35 to be eligible. And it's big for Halliburton because the way his max contract is set up, if he makes an All NBA, he'll get 30% of the cap. Without the All NBA, his contract will be for 25% of the cap. So a lot of money on the line. You figure he would make an All NBA team if he reaches that threshold. 23.6 points per game, 12.6 assists per game, but again, could just miss 5 more games on the season. The Heat have really struggled of late, losing 7 in a row. Jimmy Butler has already missed 15 games, 32 played, 15 missed, can only miss 3 of the next 35 to be eligible. Possibly an All NBA candidate. Has made 5 All Defensive teams too, so possibly that as well. But again, the Heat are just really struggling of late and are barely over 500 at the moment. There's another Heat coming shortly. Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, Celtics have the best record in the NBA, so you figure maybe like a third team All NBA is possible. But Porzingis, we know, has had his injury history in the league, and he's missed 14 games this season, meaning he can only miss 4 more out of the next 35. 19.5 points, 6.7 rebound shooting, impressive, 52.9% from the field. 2 more guys. Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets maybe the best player in the league who's never made an all-star team. He's missed 14 games, meaning they have 34 games remaining. He could only miss 4 of those 34 games. 21.4 points, 6.5 assists. Possibly could be a third-team All-NBA guy if he were to reach that 65 game played threshold. And last, let's end with another Heat player. Bam Adebayo, definitely an all-defensive candidate, but he has missed 10 games this season, so he can miss 8 of the next. If he misses 8 of the next 35, he will not be eligible. Also an All-NBA candidate, never made an All-NBA team in his career. 20.7 points, 10.5 rebounds, 4.2 assists, basically shooting 50% from the field. So those are players who already are not eligible for end of season awards, and 6 more guys who are in jeopardy of not being able to be eligible once the season ends. Another guy to keep an eye on, I'm a Knicks fan, Julius Randle, of course, dislocated shoulder. We've heard the injury might keep him out weeks rather than months. He missed his first game yesterday. So again, if it's a long-term injury, he might also not reach that 65 games. And of course, we know injuries are going to go down probably. That may cause other star players not to become eligible. But what are your thoughts on the rule? Do you think it is a good rule to have intact? Um, I'm all for load management being limited, but I can only imagine if, let's say, Embiid is the MVP favorite and he plays 64 games instead of 65. There's going to be a lot of backlash around that. But again, let me know your thoughts on the rule. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.